Today's video is a how to contour video. As an Italian woman, I love nothing more than being bronzed and having a great sun-kissed glow to my face. This video shows how to achieve that look as well as how to contour and sculpt out your cheekbones. I know for me this time of year being a little paler than I normally am in the summer, and also after the holidays, having unfortunately packed on a couple of pounds due to Christmas cookies and that Floyd family onion dip, I don't have the most defined cheekbones right now. So this video is a great step-by-step and just kind of shows you some tricks of the trade on how to fake it until I can make it and get back into the gym and lose a little bit of weight. So anyway, really hope you enjoyed this video. If you would like to see how I personally contour and sculpt out my cheekbones, please keep watching. So the first thing that we're going to be doing today to achieve that really structured, contoured look is need your most important, oh my gosh, you need your two most important products, which are one, bronzer, and two, a contour brush. Now this is the NARS Ita brush, and the thing that makes this perfect for contouring is just the bristles being short and stubby. Here, I'll hold this up so you can see it, and really thin. The bristles are nice and soft, but just see the thinness of the brush. That's really going to help you achieve that perfect contour. Because the trick about contouring is that you want to keep it very specific right underneath your cheekbone. You don't want your contour to come up high or too low, because then you just have bronzer everywhere and it's not going to carve out your cheekbones. The next important step is bronzer, and one of my favorites is the Hoola bronzer. I know this product is all over Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, as far as being the best contouring product, and sorry, I'm going to have to agree with you, or with everybody, and go ahead and say it is the best. Now, the Hoola bronzer is a nice, let's see if you can get that. Oh, you can see I've hit pan on it, so obviously it's one of my favorite products. But the best thing about the Hoola bronzer is that it is not shimmery. It's a matte bronzer, and that's really, really important in looking for the perfect bronzer. You don't want anything, or I'm sorry, in the perfect contour is that you don't want anything shimmery. So go ahead and start out, and you're just going to swirl your brush a little bit and get it in the pan. You're going to see how much product I have on there. That's actually too much. So go ahead and just knock it back into the pan so that you can not waste your product and reuse it. And all you're going to do is pull back your hair. I know some people say you don't need to suck in your cheeks. It's not really where a true contour is, but honestly, that kind of helps me. So go ahead and suck in your cheeks a little bit, and you can see right where that perfect contour line would be. And so you're just going to start and do soft little strokes. You're not going to start too crazy right away, and you can just see where that perfect little line is. So go ahead, and you're not going to go too far down. That's right about perfect. So now before you do anything further, you're actually going to go back and contour on the other side. So again, swirl your brush, see how much product there is, tap, and pull the hair back. And again, start right at the top of the ear and just down. Little soft strokes, nothing too crazy. And at this point, what I like to do is kind of look at both sides and make sure you don't have one higher than the other, lower than the other, too far in. Basically, this is a good time before you get too deep into the process to really check and make sure that it looks very similar on both sides. So right about there. Right about there. This side I think is looking a little heavier, so I'm going to go ahead and just put a little bit more product onto the left side of my face, and perfect. So now at this point, we want to blend it out. Obviously, this is way too harsh of a line. So it's important at this point in the process to come back through and soften it. So what you're going to do is just soft little strokes back and forth. And at this point, you can go a little bit higher and not any lower. And just back and forth, back and forth. No extra product is on the brush. You're just softening what's already been deposited on your face. This point, just keep going back and forth, back and forth. So already you can see this is making a huge difference. Head onto the camera. Look, it looks like I have nice defined cheekbones, when in all actuality right now, I've put on a little weight and my cheeks are pretty straight. My cheekbones are under a thin layer of Christmas cookies right now. So this is why I love this process. So now onto the other side. Short little brush strokes, back and forth, softening, blending, really getting that contoured line into your cheeks. Okay. All right, pretty good. So next step, just a little bit more product on your brush. And we're going to go ahead and bring this around to other points of your face where the sun would naturally kiss you. So just a little bit up top. And a little bit around on the temples. After laying in the sun, this is definitely one of the areas where I get tan first. So, another thing that I like to do when I'm contouring is focus on my nose. I definitely don't have the daintiest nose, so I like to contour just down both sides, and it really helps give me the illusion to a thinner nose. So you're not going to take much product at all this time. Go ahead and see there's even less product than when I started doing the contour on my cheeks. That's too much. So go back in, blow it off a little bit. And now this, I'll scooch a little bit closer to the camera. This is really particular. You're just going to take the brush and go down the side of your nose and down the other side. You don't want to get too far on either side in. That's important for doing the contour. You want to pretty much bring it right down the sides of your nose, and it's going to create that definition right there. So again, and then just bring it down a little under the tip. And voila. So last area that we need to focus on is just the chin, and this is going to help give you that slim chin effect. Maybe you are starting to get a double chin from too many Christmas cookies. Not saying I'm guilty, but maybe this is just going to help disguise that little area. Okay, so now that, and if once you've done all these steps, if you've decided that there's any areas that you want to go back and add a little more product to, by all means, this is the time to do it. So let's get that contour line a little bit darker. Sometimes it's hard to see on camera. So what I'm doing right now, I might not do as heavy if I wasn't filming, but that's okay. I just want to make sure that everybody can see. Okay, so at this point now we're done with the contour, so the next step would be blush. I like to use just a normal blush brush, nothing fancy to it. There's lots of blushes out there, but my tried and true is the NARS Orgasm. I know everybody and their mom uses this, but there's a reason. It's just gorgeous. And again, I have hit pan. There are certain products that I love to use, and I use them completely and always go out and repurchase them. This is one of those products. The best thing about NARS Orgasm is that it has a little, it's a gold peach corally kind of shade. Reese, seriously? Sorry, she is obviously distracted. Mommy's filming. You can't do that right now. So, sorry, what was I saying about the NARS Orgasm? It has a beautiful gold shimmer to it without being, sorry, you can't really see. There we go. Without being glittery. It just kind of gives you this flush, this natural flush to your cheeks. It's just beautiful. So we're going to go ahead, take it, and just dust it on. Reese, no. Mommy is filming. That is rude. Dust it on the apples of your cheeks and just bring it back up the cheekbone. Again, on the other side, little bit of product right on the cheekbone and back. Or sorry, on the apples of your cheeks and back up your cheekbone. So you can see it. You just have a nice, healthy, rosy glow. Next step in the process is going to be highlighting. And a lot of people that want to have just a lot of people that want to do a full face of makeup forget about highlighting, and I think that's a really important step. If you're contouring, you're drawing focus, not really drawing focus, but you are doing a darker tone below your cheeks. On your cheeks, you're going to do a nice bright blush. And so obviously to finish and give you a nice finished effect would be to put a lighter color, a highlight on top of your cheeks. So my favorite tool for highlighting is a fan brush, and this is going to help you pick up product and deposit it on your cheekbones without just laying a ton of product on your face. And so a good highlighter, actually one of my favorites, is the Mary Luminizer from the Balm. And this is a really pretty highlighting product. It is, let's see if you can see it. It's a nice champagne highlight without too much pink, too much gold. It's just a great neutral highlighter that's going to look pretty on all skin types. So to go in, you're just going to dust your fan brush across in the direction of the bristles. You can kind of see the product flying off there. Whew! Ooh, that's a lot of highlighter. This product is really super pigmented, so a little bit goes a long way. So you're just going to take this and brush it across the tops of your cheekbones. And already you can see just how pretty that looks. Now, being an oily skin Italian girl, I like a nice soft finish. Normally my foundation that I go for would be a matte look, but a highlighter just helps keep your face from looking too flat if you use a lot of matte products, which I do. So now again, we are going to go to the other side and just on top of the cheekbones. See, that is so pretty. I love this product. Just a little bit goes a long way. And I like to do just a tiny little bit on the top of my brows. Sorry, looking at my mirror. And then a little bit. Now, you don't want to do too much on your nose because then all you're doing is drawing focus back to the whole point of what I was trying to avoid, my nose. So I like to do a little bit right on the top of my forehead and the littlest bit down my nose. Also a little bit on your chin and a tiny little bit on the Cupid's bow. Perfect. Okay. So now, the next step, even though I use a mattifying foundation, I always need to set my foundation with some sort of powder. And one of my favorite finishing powders is the e.l.f. High Definition powder. It's been compared to and actually called a dupe for the Makeup Forever HD powder, which I have used, and I've got to say the Makeup Forever HD powder is a fantastic product. It really helps set my makeup without being too cakey looking. And this e.l.f. powder is almost the exact same thing. The nice thing about this, it's $6. I mean, you really can't go wrong when you find a product that's similar to something high-end that costs $30 and you find it in a very comparable product for $6. Yeah, I'm going to go with this. So, to set your powder, you want a big, fluffy brush, and you're just going to kind of dust it over your face. So I don't like to do anything too crazy other than just dab, 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 dab. Again, on the other side. Because you don't want to disturb where you've just set all this color. You want to make sure that you're not moving it. You're just kind of setting it to making sure that it doesn't budge and it stays all throughout the day. Okay, so thank you guys so much for tuning in today and watching my tutorial. This, by the way, is the little munchkin Reese monkey face, who couldn't stop barking throughout the video. Sorry about that, but I just figured I would go and introduce her since she wanted to obviously make her presence known. Reese is my Brussels Griffin, and she is the love of my life. I mean, look at this face. This is a face only a true mother could love. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. This was my first YouTube makeup tutorial, and it was really exciting. I had fun filming it. Hope you guys had fun watching it. And until next time.